Hey guys, it's Margie, and today I'm doing a movie review of the 1993 film The Good Son. As you can tell, I'm in a different location from the one I'm normally in, but I just decided to give this lighting a try because I thought, why not? This film is from 1993. It stars Macaulay Culkin, Elijah Wood, Wendy Crewson, David Morse, Daniel Hugh Kelly, Jacqueline Brooks, Quinn Culkin, who is Macaulay's younger sister, and Ashley Crowe. It was directed by Joseph Ruben, who also directed Sleeping with the Enemy, and Sleeping with the Enemy is going to be a title that I mention a lot while I'm doing this list off here, because several of the people that worked on that film also worked on this film. The music was by Elmer Bernstein, who is one of my favorite composers of all time. I love him so much. He scored everything, and like several of his scores are some of the most beautiful that have ever been written, in my opinion. Just could go for days. So, he has scored films like Keeping the Faith, which I've done a previous review of, The Age of Innocence, Ghostbusters, The Shootist, True Grit, the old one, not the new one, obviously, The Magnificent Seven, To Kill a Mockingbird, Hawaii, The Ten Commandments. I mean, what hasn't the guy scored? It's ridiculous. I love him with a passion. Cinematography was by John Lindley, who also did cinematography for Father of the Bride, You Got Mail, Field of Dreams, and Sleeping with the Enemy. Edited by George Bowers, who also edited A League of Their Own, which I've done a previous review of, and Sleeping with the Enemy. Written by Ian McEwen and produced by Mary Ann Page, Joseph Ruben, Michael E. Steele, who also produced Sleeping with the Enemy, Daniel Rogosin, and Ezra Swerdlow, who also produced Wag the Dog, which I've done a previous review of, The First Wives Club, which I've done a previous review of, Copland, and 21 Jump Street. Okay, friends, so the basic plot for this movie is there's this little boy who's played by Elijah Wood, and his mother passes away, and his father has to go out of town on business for like a month or so. So he leaves him with one of the child's aunts and her husband, and they have 2 kids. Some strange things start happening around the household, and the little boy that is visiting them is like seeing all of this and experiencing all of this. All the strange things are involving Macaulay Culkin's character, who plays Henry, who is supposedly this child who has, you know, issues. Or does he really? Or is Mark just like making this up? Or anyway, that was just all over the place, but I don't really know how to describe it. Watch the trailer. I'm sure IMDb can like tell you the whole movie in like 2 sentences, so that's fun while I just sit here and blah, blah, blah. Let's jump into the performances that were in this movie. Let's start with Macaulay Culkin. I thought he did very well in this film. Of course, he's still a child actor at this time, but this is, you know, after Home Alone and that kind of thing. So he's kind of gotten his chops. He knows what he's doing. I don't really feel like this film was very much of a challenge at all for him. Honestly, just walk in and be a total brat and seem really evil, and you got it. But he did well. He did really well. He really makes you despise the character. Elijah Wood, for me, stole the show on this movie. I think Elijah Wood is one of the cutest little boys I've ever seen. I love watching his movies from when he was a child. And of course, he has a still continuing successful acting career. He did so well in this film. Really well, and his character, the way he portrays his character is very endearing. His emotions are so real, like in his face. When he's like surprised, he's like, and you're just like, oh my god. It's like great. It's so precious. Plus he's just the cutest little boy. Oh my god. He totally stole the show in this movie, hands down. Wendy Crewson, great job. She plays the mother of Henry. So she plays Mark's aunt, Elijah Wood's character's aunt. Great job. All of her scenes were believable. Her emotions were real to me, and I thought her portrayal of the character was very realistic. Quinn Culkin is someone that I kind of picked out to talk about for just a minute. She is Macaulay's little sis. I thought she was precious. She's so cute, and she is very you know, she's given her big brother a run for the money there as far as the quality of acting. It wasn't, of course it wasn't quite as good, but she didn't have that much of a role to go with, and I thought her performance was totally believable in every way. I thought she did a great job, and she was so precious. Oh, these little kids are just so cute. Okay, the directing for this movie. Let's talk about it for just a mo. I like the directing for this film a lot, guys. I really did. I enjoyed it. I don't think there was anything else he could have done better. I think he took the material and really ran with it. And I love the directing for this. I think he got everything out of his actors. Like, the directing for this is great. The music for this is awesome. Thank you. Like, oh my gosh. I actually did not know that Elmer had scored this film until it flashed up on the credits, and I had a small freak out. Like, I love him so much. He is awesome, and his score for this is just amazing. Like every other score, but it just like, oh my gosh, it's just like, here's my heart, just take it and like rip it. So beautiful. So beautiful in every way. And just too, it's one thing when you have like the perfect score, but then when the perfect score comes in the movie at the perfect moment and you've got that perfect sound with that perfect scene, you're just like, yes! Oh my god! It was so good. The cinematography for this, you know what, I really like this cinematography a lot. The lighting adds so much to the film. The use of darker themes, grays, blues, eerie whites, kind of like my background here. It really adds this cold, eerie, creepy feel to the film, which was very powerful as far as I'm concerned. So I thought the cinematographer did great. The editing for this was really good because the film did not drag. I thought the pacing was great. The writing for this I thought was really good. There was a couple moments where I was like, I wouldn't have chosen that dialogue, but other than that, I mean, the writing for this was solid. Great plot, great twist, great ending. It's not childish, but it's like something children would say, but it doesn't sound overly childish. A parent's guide before I wrap this one up. The language for this film is not bad at all. We've got one F, 2 uses of GD, and 1 use of H. There is no religious exclamations, 1 sexual reference. There's not really any sexual content in this entire film. As far as drug and alcohol, there's no drugs other than nicotine. There is smoking in the film, and the 2 main character children smoke. Violence and gore, the whole film is very, it's not really violent, but one of the characters shoots a dog, and one of the characters witnesses a car crash, and there's deaths in this movie. It is a very suspenseful film, so I would say, you know, really ponder whether or not you want your kids to see this. I could totally see this causing nightmares. I really could, especially with the ending, which is very, very intense. Let's talk about special notes. The whole film is very suspenseful and eerie. Elijah Wood's performance stands out by a mile as being totally awesome. I loved his performance, and I really enjoyed this movie. Now, if you've seen the ending, you can stick around. If you haven't, I'm gonna put it right around here where you need to skip to so I don't ruin it for you. 3, 2, go. Okay. I did not see this ending coming. Did you guys? I really like this ending. Of course, I suspected that all would be revealed and Henry would be found to actually be doing, you know, these things and be punished, or his parents would realize it and freak out and send him away. But I did not see his death coming, nor did I see the manner in which they would do away with him. I thought that was very clever. When the mother's standing there leaning over the cliffs and she's got one on each arm, I said she's not going to kill Elijah Wood's character. The writers aren't that stupid. Just think about this, and if you're thinking, I don't know, that they really could have, her love for her son could have prevailed. Just think about this, okay? You're the writers. You built this sweet little boy that's precious and awesome, and he hasn't done anything wrong, and he's trying to help this family, and he's loving, and he's sweet. You're really going to have the main character choose to kill him over this little vicious killer? The audience is going to hate you. Like, you can't do that. You just got to, and when you're watching movies, friends, I'm just like going off on a little bunny trail right now, but when you're watching movies, you really have to think about this kind of stuff, because you have to think, the writers aren't going to do that. See, that's what, like, I'm always thinking stuff like that. Like, I never just said, I'm watching a movie, I'm like, what's going to happen? I'm like, okay, the writers aren't going to kill this dude. They're just not going to do it, because the audience is going to hate them. So, yeah, totally saw, once we reached the point, I thought she's totally going to choose Elijah. Of course she did. Thought that was very wise. Did not see the way they got there though, which was awesome. I really liked this film, guys. I enjoyed it. For me, it did not drag on. I enjoyed the performances. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was well made. I really like this film. I don't know why it's not more widely like recognized or viewed. Like, I really enjoyed this film. Would I watch it again? It's not that I don't want to see it again. It's just like I feel like I know everything that's going to happen. So I feel like a lot of it, the joy has been killed for me. But I mean, I would watch this again, like with my friends or something. I wouldn't like go buy it just to watch it again. I'm giving this film 3.75 stars out of 5, just because it's not quite 4 stars for me, but it's way better than average. I really enjoyed this film. Everyone that worked on this film, I feel like, did a good job. I don't feel like there was a whole lot of boundaries crossed, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel like there's a whole lot in this film of like cinematic discovery, if that makes any sense. But who needs cinematic discovery? Like, if you know what you're doing, do what you do, make a great film, and walk away. Deuces. I would recommend seeing it if you are fans of Macaulay, Elijah, or Wendy Crewson. I would totally, and Elmer Bernstein fans. Thank you so much for checking out my review. If you have any comments on like the new surrounding setup, lighting, whatever, sing out. I don't know if I'm gonna stay here or not, but I just have been hearing from some people that I just seem like too washed out, and the lighting is not really good in my other location, which I've been there like forever. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I just need to find somewhere good that I can just do reviews. This is like after the review, but like I really do. I just need to find a set place and set up and get it done where I can just walk in, do the review, and get out. That's the thing though, you gotta set up and you gotta be like, okay, this is where I am, and it's too much work. It's not too much work. I love making reviews for you guys. I love it with a passion. It's like one of my favorite things to do in the world. It's so much fun. As far as this whole like background thing, those of you that are fellow movie reviewers that are subscribed to my channel, most of you guys I've already, and like I'm subscribed to yours, most of you guys I've already like seen how your backgrounds are. Two people's backgrounds that are awesome that I love would be the Lawn Gnome and Dr. Haslin. Their backgrounds are killer. Suggestions, ideas, let's all just comment on this review, my review of The Good Son, and talk about backgrounds. That would be awesome. Thank you so much for checking out my review of the 1993 film, The Good Son. I'd be very interested to know what you thought of this film and the performances in it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next review.